Hello, welcome back to episode number 10 of Mediocre Terraria. Last time, we went exploring through the jungle and met an unfortunate end. We also began construction of a little arena. This episode, we're going to continue our preparations for our very first boss fight, and hopefully, potentially, maybe even if we can find some rubies, I would love to attempt fighting King Slime. I mean, I guess I'm not sold on King Slime necessarily have to be the first boss, it's just I was kind of expecting. Usually that's like the way that it works, like fight King Slime first. Because he is pretty easy, and there's not a whole lot locked behind it. There's not really a downside to take care of him, although that would require the game to actually allow me to get the components to spawn him in, which, other than the gold, we really haven't been getting. But I really only haven't been getting it. The only other component is a ruby, so, I mean, that, to be fair, we have half the stuff we need to fight him. I just think, a little ruby, I don't know, I'm just thinking, maybe the game shouldn't murder me by sending me down a cavern and then assailing me with Eaters of Souls. And that's just my personal opinion. Game? Please agree with me? It did not agree with me. So now, we start off the episode with a fantastic forced spawn back at base. Anyways, let's continue. Oh. An enchanted nightcrawler. Actually, hold on. I don't actually know how much money I have because I haven't been saving. Can I buy the bug net? I could. That was everything. I didn't even check that before I bought it. I saw the enchanted nightcrawler. It's gonna be despawned by now. Because, that's how the game works. Thank you, game. Truly, you are the most kind to me. I mean, not that I will find one in the future, but, if we do. Yeah. Nope. Ow. No, I think this new strategy is just get murdered, apparently. I don't know what I'm saying. I have affinity for using that word whenever I play Terraria, I noticed. But I've been saying it a ton. And I mean, it's not entirely false. Oh, goodbye. Okay, I picked up the gold. Oh my goodness, though. I might have to just platform over that, because that is honestly just bad. That I keep falling down that pit. Maybe we can go down beneath the base of the game? Am I allowed to has the game permitted me to explore? Have I been good game to merit any form of exploration whatsoever? I would hope so, but I don't know. Terraria is a fickle god, and sometimes it'll reward you greatly for existing, and other times it'll make you wish that you had started the current world. So, I mean, that's what we're dealing with, basically. And since we can't seem to find a ruby in the frost biome, but entirely because we can't make it there, and the one time we did get a game crash and lost most of the equipment and cool stuff we found, so... That's just part of the course, though, in Terraria. Oh, mushroom torches. And bombs. I don't know what the game is trying to tell me with that. Well, that's too messy trying to tell me anything effective. I think those two items are very unrelated. I'm just gonna open that up because, I mean, What is a spore skeleton that can get close to me? Other than that time that he did get close to me and do most of my health. She didn't do that much damage, like 50, which is still a lot, and I prefer some of that. I got to that. We could go down there. Is that a Goose statue? I can't tell what that is. Well, this last time we built this hole, we met that. That's not what I was. Well, I met a very unfortunate. We can take that. Level of fall damage. Especially if we get caught on something before we fall. Most like that. I should not have jumped into the water. I guess let's just kind of play it very safe, very cautious. Let's build a platform. I don't know where we build this. Actually, I think if there's something, I mean, there's silver up here, which is low. I didn't want to jump more. I thought that was piranha. I was a lot more worried. It was just this line. Which, I mean, is a lot easier to deal with than a piranha water. So that was fortunate. And so is finding a decent amount of silver. We might be able to make that silver armor I mentioned a few episodes ago. And it feels like we make... I don't know, I definitely don't make as much progress per episode, but I feel like that's maybe balanced by the fact that I do a lot more episodes than other people that play this game, because I will not exist in the vacuum when I'm the only one that plays this game. I'm probably the lowest quality of all of the people, but I mean... And that also just boils down to how people play the game, like... And I'm gonna kind of just leave that there, because I don't want to really get into canned forms. That's more silver. You're actually getting a decent bit of silver stockpiles. I do think it's entirely possible that we could be seeing a set of silver armor in our future. And I think that 100 someone let us take out a few bosses. At the very least, silver armor won't hurt. This is where everyone's like, actually, silver armor is completely unoptimal in Terraria because of whatever reason. I'm sure there are people like that like, and that's like fine. Like you play a game where like you're just playing completely optimal to min-max. That's what you find fun. And like, don't let anyone stop you because that's how you find the game fun. That's just not how I find games fun. It's to be the most optimal playthrough. With some games I do, but for the most part, I usually try to stick more to what I know I like. And if dying over and over again and bashing my skull into a brick wall is what I like on the mouse. I bought the net. I needed to use it. You can't tell me that using it was wrong. Although I mean, if you could not murder me, that'd be fun. So there you go. Using it murder. I shudder to think, because I mean, the gold pickaxe isn't significantly better in any way than the, I mean, not significantly better. I mean, it's 20% faster, I think. It's got 20% more pickaxe, so I know mine's faster. But I shudder to think how long things would take if I still was using that copper pickaxe, just because of, just, I don't know, that's like one of the things, like in games that have upgraded tools, you don't think about it, because usually the tool upgrades aren't significantly faster, but just the amount of time. The game that comes to my mind for that would be Space Engineers, actually. Space Engineers, where you can get upgraded tools, and you wouldn't think they'd be worth it, because, you know, they only weld, like, a little bit faster on each block, but you do so much welding and building and deconstructing and everything, that it ends up probably saving you at least, probably ends up saving hours. or you play creative mode and just do things instantly. But yeah, I don't know. Space Engineers is a fun game. You've never tried it out. I guess it's more similar to like a space. I don't know. It's because I tried to do like you can't compare Terraria to Minecraft, and that's like but I've done that a few times. Where, like I've had I've been able to do it a few times, but no. But what I've been saying is, as I've been saying, like Space Engineers is more in the vein of a Minecraft-esque game, aka building, constructing, like building, constructing, like. And I guess more in that sense, like it is more of a sandbox. It's just more physics-based. It's not completely physics-based. It's just more so than like there's gravity and stuff. So like if you can't build a freestanding structure, it needs to have some support. But it only needs to have. It doesn't need realistic support. It just needs. I can see the monitor. My monitor keeps cutting out at the worst possible times. It is. Oh boy. It will get me. I'm surprised it hasn't gotten killed yet. There I am hitting the Discord button again. But I'm surprised the monitor hasn't gotten killed yet. Because, oh, that's not the wrong place. I thought that was a torch. Yeah, just when it cuts out, it's usually like when we're being assailed by a bat. And bats. When you play Terraria, you know bats can kind of be a very overpowered. I guess not really overpowered. Just they can be a very annoying enemy, and like that's why like the chain knives. That's another thing that like I'm super grateful for them. Is that pinky? That is a pinky. Huh. Oh, another set of Hermes boots. Lovely. Oh, they're also armored. They're just the exact same Hermes boots then. They are no better. I'm gonna be here a little bit. It has so much. That's 40. That is a decent bit of health. Goodness, it dropped 4 gold. I guess we're gonna take the chests. Place that down. It doesn't. It looks like that just kind of drops into the water pit. So I'm gonna say, hey, that we're gonna head back to base. One, we have plenty of money, and I wasted all of it at the start of this episode. And as a traveling merchant, so I'm bound to waste more now. What are you selling? Raw deal. I clicked on it and the screen cut out. Bricklayer, red robe, or red cape, rather. DPS meter. I mean, the DPS meter is nice, but like not actually nice. Like I would want it. Cement mixer. What should we think? Raleigh. Okay. I thought it was like raw heal. But again, they cut out. It's never. I mean, obviously, a screen thing is never at a convenient time, but like it's somehow still at the least convenient of times. I need another miscellaneous chest. Yes, chest. You can know the value of this, Mr. Mouse, because I will completely forget you exist, and you are just gonna be doomed to an eternity of. Can I shift click things? Dynamite. That's bound to end poorly. Is anything else? I guess leave a pink slime. I'd rather have that than the pressure plate. So we can always craft another one of those. And that's not the war chest. Then let's open up the weapon chest and let's get rid of the explosives before I throw them out. Alright, some more potion. I guess we placed out another miscellaneous chest. Almost out of space too. Oh, and there's that caps lock enabled. Reminds me of like those moves where it's like when you have caps lock enabled, you hold shift and like the words like got a really tiny head. The words like got a really tiny letter, and then the rest of it's like gigantic, and it's like the Me about the guy with the really small head. Really fun. I'm making absolutely no sense. I'm just rambling like a crazy person. I feel like there's gotta be at least 2 people that know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, the backpack. The musket is also a thing. I have to be ready, simply like a man. Let's actually see. Can we make silver armor? Because if so, that'll be a humongous power boost. $15 plus 25 is 40. Plus that is 65. So we need 65. And I'm weird in that I need to have like the full set at once. Like it can't be. Are you kidding? We are 1 bar trooper. So 15 plus. No, I think I should be fine. So what? That's 30, 40, 60. Yeah, we're fine. Oh, let's waste everything we own on looking like, like the thing. I do also now think. I mean, one, that's a humongous power boost just in terms of better armor. So that's always nice. In fact, I'm so overconfident in our newfound defensive abilities that let's go ahead and do something that has nothing related to defense and go to the ice pile. Because I'm pretty sure that we can maybe make the corruption this time. Or fall down a pit trying. Probably the latter. I mean, we're already very close, really, so. Let's also put this up there. I mean, I don't care if the slime stuff. I might have just saved that slime slice, but I was batting it, and I think I batted it backwards onto the ledge, and I think it would just fall into its death. I was considering. I'm like, I want to throw up some platforms over top of this, just to well, just to sort of save us the time that it's going to take. Back to Space Interest. I feel like once you finish Terraria and you've done all that, maybe it'd be a fun game to go to next. I don't know what the crossover Terraria and Space Engineers is. Instead of Space Engineers, it's like Terraria's not really a super niche game, but like Space Engineers is very niche. As I don't really know many people that play it. And the few that I do, I mean the one person that I do know that plays it. He's the only person. I'm the only person that he knows that plays it. And obviously, you can find people on YouTube that play it because you can do that for just about any game that can get past the censors. And sometimes you still can against that shouldn't get past the censors because YouTube is a perfect system, always. Let's just get rid of you, just you're annoying. Never mind, I see your backup. Let's run away. Into the vulture. See, the key to being Terraria is to be a coward, as you just run away from all your problems. It's like real life. You just ignore the problems, eventually they go away. Usually they manifest in something worse, and that's why they go away. Because now you got a new worse problem. So, I mean, But it does solve the original problems, which is really all I was claiming. I'm also realizing, I think a pylon that would be something we're going to set up something too, which will be fun. Especially if you want to use the desert pylon, because that's the desert, that's the corruption. I mean, I guess, is there anything in the underground desert that I need? Kind of, probably. I'm like trying to think, what all spawns in the underground desert. I mean, since there's not really a temple, there's nothing super valuable. Because, I mean, I think all the stuff that's spawned in the desert, I already have a non-desert variant of, or I can get, or I feel like, I don't know. I guess the best thing would be like the sandstone bottle, which, because I mean, you know, I'm never gonna get one of those though. Because getting a sandstone in a bottle would require the gift of, like, I did not get that right there. I thought it was a flower, and then it started taking off, and then it went non-existent very quickly. That's just the nature of being overpowered in Terraria. There is just a giant cave system over here. I'm assuming that, yeah, these don't come back up, so we're just going around the sign. Again, leads us to this weird pit. I thought I was building up fast enough, and then I thought I had the thing clipped. I did not. That was annoying. Alright, well, note to self. This... Well, that's just dungeon. No, we haven't even made it to the end of the world. I don't know what the dungeon is. I think there's like a way that you can tell based on like what biomes. Like I think like the dungeon's always opposite of the jungle. Well, I think that's like a thing. So I mean, it's probably on this side of the world because the jungle's on the other. It's something like that. I'm pretty sure. Or I'm just making a fool of myself. But I'm pretty sure it's like if the jungle's on one side of the world, then yeah. I'm gonna sneeze. I sneezed. I'm sure you can tell. That. Thank you, immune system, for deciding that right then there in the middle of that sequence is when I would need to eject the hostile bacteria via the nasal cavity. And it was back to what I was saying. Which I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like if the jungle's on one side, the dungeon's on the other. Because I know that there is some logic behind the way the Terraria worlds are generated. I think at least that is what I believe to be the case. Of course, I've never coded Terraria, or really anything in general. I'm gonna jump on that pressure plate somehow, so it's just... I didn't see the first thing went through here. And I don't care enough about the pressure plate. Oh, and I believe we already did this, but we didn't take the chest. Which... Goodbye, Raleigh. I'm sure that's the name of Raleigh. I had my screen cut out again. If I ever look like I'm doing something completely idiotic, 9 times out of 10, it's just the screen and it's gone black and I cannot see a thing. Yeah. This actually, if you remember, like 2 episodes ago, was where we crashed. Well, not where we crashed, but is pretty close to where we ended the episode, and we ended the episode shortly before I crashed. And my screen's cut out, so that's always fun. I cannot see a thing. There are 5 slimes around me. Oh, 4. End of 1. No, I was thinking, like, yeah, we can make gold armor. Well, 1, we are nowhere near being able to make gold armor, because I spent a lot of it on pickaxe, which might have been a dumb play. Only time will tell. Can I build? Thank you. Use this necklace. Now that all the way up here, let's just torch. Instead, let's fall. Right, anyways, we getting this gold. And one thing that's kind of bothered me a little bit in Terraria is that, like, gold doesn't actually sell for a whole lot, I don't think. If I recall correctly, I know that it obviously does sell for a little bit, but I think if I remember correctly, like, it sells for a lot less than you'd expect, considering that it's the same stuff that gold coins are made out of. And I get, like, from a balance reason why that has to be the case. But, like, I don't know, I guess it's a good thing of it, but realistically, gold should sell for, like, if a gold bar should make 20 gold coins, a gold bar should be worth 20 gold coins. Otherwise, what's the gold worth, you know, gold bar should be worth more than that, otherwise, you know, otherwise, I don't know. I'm, like, trying to, like, think about this with, like, economics perspective, and it's like, I'm not good at economics, instead I'm drowning. Which I think is the exact opposite of economics. You can't see a thing and I'm freezing, so... well, here seems to be a spot I can jump up to the water. Okay, try it. You feet over something. Okay, let's go the other way. Because, as you can see, that way was not the correct binary, isn't it? Down there, I think, is actually where we crashed. Like, yeah, when I said I didn't go far, I mean, if you remember where the episode ended, it was literally where we mined the giant gold vein. So, yeah, we went almost nowhere between crashes. Oh, there's a diamond up there. And right there. There's rubies. They're emeralds. There's not rubies. This is where I make the joke about Pokemon again that I made. We were mining stuff we've already mined in an alternate parallel universe where my game doesn't crash. To be fair, I'm sure in that universe we'd also go on again. Or at the very least, we are just likely born. Or we're getting it now, something like that. Slush blocks. I mean, to be fair, this is also might be the better reality because I don't have diamonds in that reality, and I'm probably getting yelled at for missing them. I'm absolutely completely destroying my ability to use this minecart. But that's fine. Because I don't recall... I don't think we went to the end. There's really anything super valuable. I think there's lead and stuff, and a little bit of silver. I don't think there's anything I actually needed. Yeah, it's just the beacon altar up there. And I didn't realize we've been recording for 28 minutes. This is going to be a longer episode than I had really intended. Not that that's probably a bad thing. Just cool little quirk of my inability to properly produce episodes. So I guess we're gonna maybe not learn from our mistakes. Build a little hidey hole. Need to put a torch in it this time though, so see if that fixes anything at all. Back to our little hidey hole. It looks like it's pointing. No. This is an upside down L down there now. Anyways, now that we're hiding safely in our hidey hole, I think this is a perfect place to begin to end the episode. So, if you enjoyed, thank you for showing up. And if not, I'm sorry that I've wasted this much of your time. Anyways, my inability to breathe is not flowing through. Anyways, I will see you guys next time for some more Mediocre Terraria.